Hi everyone, this is AJ and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to my review for the latest episode, nay, the final episode of this season of the Orville. Or is it the final episode of the Orville in its entirety? Is this it? Is this series done now? Let's talk about it. So yes, this episode here is called Future Unknown, which is a quite apt title for the episode, considering the fact we don't know whether the series has been picked up for a season 4. So this here episode, running at 81 minutes, does it work as a series finale? Does it work as a season finale? All questions that we have. So before I begin, I will say there will be spoilers in this episode in review, so if that's not for you, jump out now, come back after you've seen the episode. So this episode here starts off with Isaac strolling around the ship with a nice little bit of music playing, doing his day-to-day stuff and helping to grow his relationship with Claire, the doctor. We then jump to a bit of a storyline where Bortus and Clyden are essentially renewing their marriage vows, so to speak, in this ceremony where one of them has to chase the other through the woods, in this case Bortus chasing Clyden through the woods, practically naked, and in this very funny scene where it's essentially sexual assault. Yes, in this ceremony, Bortus has to essentially catch up with Clyden, who has to do his best to keep away from him and take him when he gets him. Yes, so it leads to some sort of questionable morals, but in the same way, it's done in a very humorous way. Now, the ship itself is on the way to Sargis 4, and the ship gets a message and brings aboard the character of Lucella, who we've met in the past from this undeveloped world. But she wants to get asylum on board and leave her planet, and the Orville decide to take her. While this is going on, we get a big story regarding Isaac and Claire, and Isaac does a bit of checking out on some information on human customs and decides to ask Claire to marry him. Yes, Isaac asks Claire to marry him in this turn of events that leads to a lot of great scenes involving these characters, a lot of well-written scenes. The whole episode is pretty much this storyline coupled with the storyline of Lucella coming on board and that sort of prime directive story of not being able to help a race propel itself forward with its technology and all this sort of thing, and her having to come together, come to terms with the fact that the Orville can't help them, her race, and why they can't help, and all this sort of a thing. So yeah, now it's an odd episode. Is it an odd episode? I was watching it and I was thinking, this is an odd episode. Now, I had issues with episode 1 of this season. I did. It seemed to jump straight into a storyline with it not feeling like an opening episode for the season, and I was getting a bit of that at the beginning of this episode, but all my reservations were put to rest by the end of it. It's a much slower episode than what we have been given across the majority of the latter part of this season. It's very character focused. Every character gets a part to play in this episode. Every character is done justice. They've all got good scenes, some a little bit less than others, but for the most part it gives every character a strength and dignity in what could be a farewell to this ship and this crew. We do get a return of a character from season 1, and again, spoilers to jump out because I'm going to tell you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. House and Sage returns as Alora. Yeah, she comes back for this marriage ceremony at the end, where the wedding is being attended by the Kalon as well, because Isaac has invited the entire Kalon race, and they turn up, you know, all their ships, 4,000 ships or however many ships it is, just leaving a small number behind on the planet for security reasons and all this sort of stuff. And it is really well done. It really is. It's been a wonderful series. That being said, is it the finale? Does it work? Now, this episode, it does work as a series finale and a season finale. It doesn't give you an ending to be continued next time or anything like that. The reason this episode has given you this story that focuses on just character and all these characters as a family together, and this finding of love and this coming together of these two characters, is because it wants to give you a farewell to these characters if it isn't returning, and in that, the series and the episode has done a fantastic job. A lot of people might say it's, you know, a bit disappointed in this episode because it doesn't do nothing big. You had that in the last episode. You had a lot of very thought-provoking episodes before, and then the last episode you had this massive big action set piece episode, which was wonderful. And now we're given an epilogue of, in a sense, a story that is smaller in scale than what we've had before, but it is focused strongly on the characters. This episode written and directed by Seth MacFarlane himself, who has written a lot of the episodes and directed a few of them as well. And this brings out fantastic, you know, I think that Seth MacFarlane has grown as a writer. He's grown as a director over the course of the Orville. If you see some of his directing credits before, when he's been involved in film and that, they're not overly strong, but he's perfected his skill in this arena, and it's fantastic to see. As a writer, he has just jumped up in what he's able to do and deliver, and it's very, very good. There's nothing I can say poor about this episode. Yes, obviously, as a series finale, if it is a series finale, there are plot lines that are left open. The plot line of his daughter, the plot line of the Moclan and the coming together of the Moclan society and the threat that they pose and all this sort of a thing is still open. You know, so if this was to go forward into another season, you still have plenty of stuff to call upon to carry it forward and propel it further into the stratosphere. Now, me for one, I am hoping that the series does get a renewal. I really do, but I don't know. We will have to see, wait and see. Yes, fingers crossed that it does, but if it doesn't, it's been a fantastic ride. It's been a fantastic journey. I'm just hoping for that news that it has been picked up. But, you know, TV shows, they come and go, don't they? They really do. But, you know, if this show has finished at this juncture, it's finished leaving you wanting more. And it's better for a show and a programme to end leaving you wanting more than to just fizzle out and die. That way you are left with great, fantastic memories of how good a show was and how great it would have been in a return. I know there has been talk that all the cast are up for it, but they have been released from their contracts on this show. But I'm pretty sure that they would return, if not in a TV series, perhaps a film of it, even if it's a TV film or something, some such. Time will tell, people, time will tell. So let me know your thoughts on this episode. Let me know if it worked for you, if it didn't work for you. We'll have a friendly conversation down below in the comments. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Come and join the channel. Just let me know your thoughts. Fantastic. Fantastic series, a fantastic end. What more can I say? Brilliant.